Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video, we're going to be talking about my current beauty favorites. If this is your first time here, my name is Vion, and if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. We're going to be talking about all of my beauty products that I've been loving. I was going to do skincare wrapped up in this. However, I feel like skincare deserves its own moment. That way I can go a little bit deeper into why I love those skincare products. So yeah, if you would like to see what my current beauty favorite products are, then yeah, just keep on watching. All right, so let's get started on brow pencils and liners. First one being the Benefit Precisely My Brow. I love these brow pencils. I love them because they're not waxy. They're more like powdery, creamy. So they glide on very easy. They look a little bit more natural, softer, and then you can also build them up. So I use numbers 4.5 and 5. Also for brows, I love the Urban Decay Brow Blade. The pencil is really good, but I really love it for the marker. This one gives like those brow strokes for like the microblading, just kind of really fine strokes to mimic hair. So I really love that. You make sure you shake them up and then go ahead and do your brow strokes. I use 2 different shades in this one as well. I use Dark Drapes and Neutral Nana. And then for liners, I've really been into, like for the liquid liners, I've really been into like the dark brown, almost like a black brown type of color. So the ones that I've been gravitating to recently have been, the first one is from Too Faced. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex chocolate liner. And then also the KVD in Mad Max Brown. I really, really love these liners because they are just a really good alternative to black. So they're not as harsh, but you still get a really defined line without it being like noticeably a liner there. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's just a little softer than black. And I really love the tones of these chocolates. And then for my waterline, I've really been loving this Gwen Stefani eyeliner. It goes on super smooth, super creamy. It stays on the waterline. Once it sets, it doesn't move. And the tone of it is really good. It's in between the black brown again. So I've really been on like the dark black brown line of eyeliners and stuff, and I've really been enjoying this one. And if I'm not mistaken, this one is on sale as well. All right, so moving on to primers, I'll start with the one that I got, the newest one that I got, which is from Refy. This is the Refy face primer. This is the Blur and Hydrate one. So this is not that glow scope one. This is the one that has the metal tip. And then what I really love about this one is, even though it's mattifying, it is not a drying mattifying, if that makes sense. So my skin type is normal to dry. So I don't like things that are overly matte where it's gonna suck all of the moisture. I just want it to look like a silky matte, if that makes sense. And this gives me that. I love how it goes on. I love how it feels. I love how my makeup sits on top of it. I just kind of really love Refy in general, and this one has been really doing it for me. So she has been staying in a rotation, and then she has that cooling metal applicator, so it's really good for depuffing as well. Then Merit has been like heavy on my heart lately. This is the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. So this is like a moisturizer and primer in one. However, I use it as a primer. So I still moisturize and then I go in with this. This gives a really nice moisturized, like hydrated, plump, glowy look underneath your makeup. I really love it. And then the packaging is so gorgeous. Just love it. Just minimal but sleek but cute but sexy, all kind of wrapped up in one packaging. This is a really good primer. It leaves your skin nice and soft and a perfect base for whatever you put on top of it, whether it's a matte foundation, glowy foundation. It gives you like a really good starting point. And then for the days that I want a little bit of extra glow, I go into the MAC Studio Radiance Moisturizing and Illuminating Silky Primer. I have been loving this. This gives your skin like the extra glow that you didn't know you needed. This is going to be really good for my girls that are dry, that feel like they just want a little bit of glow to their skin to kind of peep through while also moisturizing your skin. This is a really good primer, and I have been loving it and using it. It has been in rotation with its other two sisters. All right, so on to foundation. And we're gonna talk about the one that people it's been causing commotions online in the sense of the owner. However, I love this foundation. This is the Patrick Ta Major Skin Hydra Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation. I love this. I love his color range. He did a phenomenal job on his color range. The tones of it are really good. He did such a good job, and I love it. The packaging is outstanding. It is weighted. It looks so good. It goes on so good. It feels so good. Just everything about this foundation is for me. So this has been in heavy rotation. It gives that nice, beautiful, your skin but better, but flawless, just blends so seamless and easy. This is such a good foundation, like hands down, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Then after that, we have the Urban Decay Face Bond. So this is kind of like the one and done foundation. This sets itself, it sets to a powder finish. This is full coverage. A little bit of this goes a very long way. This is like a really good product for somebody that's like, I don't want a lot of steps. I don't want to have to add powder. I don't want to have to, I want it to do set itself, powdered finish. I don't want to have to do too much. This is that product for you. Such a good foundation. All right, then two of my holy girls, the Lancome Tinty Idole. I have went back to this foundation. This gives more of a matte finish. This is such a pretty, just regular staple, good old classic matte foundation that gives really good coverage. They have really good colors. Lancome is like always, I'm not gonna say always, but Lancome, the Tinty Idole, definitely is a staple, and I have gone back to her. As well as the Nars Radiant Longwear Foundation. You guys know I love me some Nars foundation. I love them, I love them, I love them. This is the Radiant Longwear. It gives a nice soft matte finish or natural finish. You can kind of adjust the finish based on how you prime your skin. So if you want more of a glowy look, you would just go in with more hydrating, luminizing primers. And if you want more of a matte finish, you would just go in with more of a mattifying primer to kind of pull it more matte. This one, you can kind of fluctuate its finish a lot more, but I really, really love this foundation. So next we're gonna go to concealers. So for concealers, we're gonna start off with the ones that have really been in heavy rotation for me, like nobody's business. We're gonna start off with the first, which is the Fenty Wear Even Concealer. These concealers have been in my travel bag. They have been on my everyday. These are like my ride or die concealers right now because they even me out. They don't look like too much. They're not very heavy. You can build them up, but I love them for like the everyday soft beat. And then I can also mix them in if I needed to glam up a look. Of course, my Dior Skin Forever Correct. I use this for color correction. This is another thing that I pair with the Fenty. They just look really good together. They're very lightweight. They look like skin. They last all day. I have no issues with blending. So my Dior has been like a ride or die for a very long time. And then the Bobbi Brown stick in Chestnut. This one is what I use. Do you want to focus on me or what? And then my Bobbi Brown concealer stick in Chestnut. This is the Skin Correct concealer stick in Chestnut. I just use this to kind of color correct and even out for the days that I really just want to do a little concealer and go. This has been my little concealer and go. And then I also pair it with the Dior face, the Dior Backstage Concealer. I've been using this as well for color correction to kind of just throw it on and go. Mascara, not a lot of steps, very, very minimal. This has been like my concoction. Now, for more glam, I have been using my Pat McGrath a lot. This is more on the full coverage matte side. These are so good. They blend out so pretty. They just give a natural, flawless beat look without it looking too heavy on the skin. Love her shades, love the formula. They're just really good full coverage concealers. And then as well as the Too Faced Born This Way, these are definitely similar to the Tarte Shape Tape. These are similar to the Tarte Shape Tape. However, they're not as drying or as mattifying as the Tarte Shape Tape. So these are like a classic OG of the tube everywhere in makeup, but I have went back to using these. All right, so on to bronzers. You guys know I have been loving these Tarte Double Duty Sculpt Tapes. These are like the Charlotte Tilbury contour wands, but they came out with the colors for us first. And I love these. These have been in rotation, in heavy rotation, for a very long time. I love that I can use these for more natural days when I just want like a wash of color to bronze and contour. Very like throw on and go makeup, don't have to think about it. But I can also use these to get a very glam look, and they blend out so seamless. So yes, I really love these. I did try out the Charlotte Tilbury Sculpt, whatever, the beauty contour wands. However, I haven't been using them enough to say that they are a favorite, but these are a favorite. Also, you guys know that I love my Black Opal foundation sticks. However, I use these as bronzers and contours. A little bit goes a very long way. These are like on the medium between like matte and satin finish. So they're good for like giving like structure to the face without adding so much shine to the skin. I love them. They remind me of the Fenty contour sticks, just not as dry. So they're like Fenty's little sister that is not as mattifying as those sticks, but I love these. These are a really good, affordable option to contouring, bronzing, without breaking the bank. However, even if they were expensive, I would still get them because I love these that much. The formula is so good, so good, so good. The shades that I use are Suede Mocha and Brown Ebony. Also, you guys know that Danessa Beauty Balm I have been loving for bronzing the skin. I use number 10. This is just like my perfect shade for warming me up, to give me like that I was on the beach type color. And it blends out so beautiful. It gives a nice reflection to the skin. You can mattify it. The shine kind of still comes through. It just looks so good on the skin. She did her big one with this one. I hands down would repurchase this over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. It's so good. It just blends out so gorgeous. They just look so good. I love them. Then moving on to Huda Beauty. These are the Huda Beauty blush filters. You know what, let me clear some memory real quick before we start on these. Next up are these Huda Beauty blush filters. These have been having me in a chokehold. I love these things. This one is Coco Loco, and then I have a latte, and then I also have been loving this one is Black Cherry. So I have been loving her blush filters. They all have a smell to them, so they smell really good, fruity, just very pretty as far as scents wise. However, but a little bit goes a very long way. They blend out so gorgeous, so seamless. You don't have to try too much. They don't dry down super quick where like you don't have time to work them in and blend them in. They just look so gorgeous on the skin. I know they said that these two were supposed to be bronzers. However, on my skin tone, I use them as blushes, and I love them, the Coco Loco and Latte. These were supposed to be blushes, and some people can use them as blushes. However, I mean, bronzers. Some people can use them as bronzers. However, on my skin tone, they are more blushes, and I love them. Like, they give a nice reflection to the cheek, a nice little twinkle, nice and warm and toasty. I just really, really love these. And then this black cherry, it just gives a really nice, pretty pinky, purpley type of vibe. And I usually pair this with my Rare Beauty like blush highlight thing. So these hands down are so good. The only thing I probably worry about is how much product you get in here. You get half, 0.5 fluid ounces. So we'll see. I haven't ran out yet, but I feel like I'm coming to almost to the end of it. I don't know, it's weird. But yeah, really, really love these blushes from her. I've been loving the LYS blushes. I have two here. I have Courageous, which is like this burnt orange type of color. It's so pretty on the skin, blends out very pretty. A very nice like orangey, warm, golden, reflective type of cheek. So pretty. And then I've also been using Outgoing, which is like a very pretty, vibrant fuchsia, like a purplish type of color. And especially for us women with color, melanin, the purple like tint of this like looks so gorgeous on. It gives a really nice flush on the cheek. Even when you set it with the powder, it still shines through. Just like the Westman Atelier blushes that I told you guys about. Like, once you set those with the powder, they still pop through, and this is exactly that. These just have a little bit more of a glow to them than those Westman Atelier. These are a lot like a blush highlight versus a flat matte blush, which I love these. They are so creamy. They blend out so easy. Chef's kiss. And we have Danessa. This is her cream highlight. These are called the Yummy Skin. I think these are called Low Lights, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think these are called Low Lights. This one is called Off the Grid. This is a gorgeous. When I say if you are chocolate, if you are brown, you need to grab this. When I say this is so beautiful as a highlight, this is outstanding. This is MAC Improper Copper on steroids. The tone, the color, the depth of it, baby. Please, if you get nothing else, which I don't see that happening, but if you have to choose of something, this would be that product. This baby, this is it. This is the Danessa Myricks Low Light and Off the Grid. Please go grab it. It is stunning on the cheeks if you like a glow. All right, we're gonna move into setting powders. Let's start with some loose ones. Of course, I've been loving my Sephora setting powder. This is just like a good staple product. Nothing fancy. It's gonna set your makeup, give a soft matte finish. This is like a good old faithful, reliable that is more affordable. Then we have the Ben Nye Luxury Powder, the classic, the OG. This is a really good yellow powder. This is the banana, good for setting, good for mattifying, will help last all day. Just evens and blurs and smooths. Then we have Miss Huda Beauty. You guys know that I love her powder, but I recently got the Ube birthday cake color, which is like that lilac. This is really good for brightening up the skin. I typically use this one anytime I know that I'm going to be doing like a pinky, flirty, like girly look, just like pinks, purples, those type of colors. Reds, I use this powder because I just feel like it kind of ties everything together with that pinkish lavender tint. It is so pretty. It is mattifying. It is brightening. So she did a really, really good job. Love the new packaging. It's so pretty. Just love it. Wanted to mention it. I just fell in love with this powder. It kind of reminds me of my sweater. Then for setting the face, I went back to my Laura Mercier powder. This is like a OG staple, nothing crazy. This is the honey one, an OG staple mattifying setting powder that blurs. Just be careful, don't use too much because you don't want flashback, but I don't bake with that one. I literally just kind of set, press it until it disappears and go about my business. Then I've also been using the translucent medium deep to set all over my face for that soft matte look. Went back to good old faithful Laura Mercier. Her powders are still good. She does need to I feel like she does need to come out with a powder that is deeper. Also, the One Size powder. Also, my one size powders, I love, 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 love them. They set the makeup, they blur the makeup, they make the makeup waterproof, water resistant. So once you set it, you know it ain't going nowhere. One size like is doing its thing. It is this time. I cannot wait to get my hands on their Luminizing foundation thinner. I can't wait to try that. I can't wait to try that. I'm excited to try that. So yeah, I did want to mention that powder. It is so good. A little bit goes a very long way. Once you set it, you can forget it and not think about it anymore. It just gives a nice blurred finish after you use it. All right, let's move into, oh, another one. I'm sorry. Whew. The Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder. I have went back to this just to kind of even and blur out underneath the eyes and to brighten. I set first and then I go in with this to kind of just give that soft blur look underneath the eye to kind of slightly brighten. It has been looking so good, so beautiful. I've been using this anytime I go out of town. This has been coming with me, as well as the Mini Huda Beauty powder. This has been like one of my ride or dies. All right, on to bronzers. Look at my chair. It sounds like I need a new chair, huh? Bronzers, we're going to talk about the LYS bronzer in Strength. I have been hands down using this. This is a very pretty bronzer for like that soft, natural bronzer. Not extremely harsh or warm, or it's a very good bronzer for like the everyday person. Now you can build it up, but I love it because it is so soft and airy and not like so, yeah, not so harsh. It's just a very pretty natural bronzer. I know it looks like nothing in here, but on top of makeup, like buffed out, blurred out, it is so gorgeous. And it has, I don't want to say it's like a flat matte because it does have like a slight sheen, but not shimmer. So I just wanted to say that, but I love this bronzer. So good. Then I grabbed this palette because it has both of the bronzers that I use from Nars. This is the Nars Laguna Ultimate Face Palette number 2. So not so much for the shadows that I wanted to mention this, but I wanted to mention it for the bronzers. The Laguna bronzer in number 6 and 8. Those are my go-to bronzers for Nars, and they are in one palette for me. So I wanted to make sure I showed you guys this because I have been reaching for this palette specifically for the bronzers. So yeah, if you got your hands on this, you're lucky because you got 2 in 1. But if you didn't, the Nars bronzers are just a staple in bronzers. They do their bronzers very well. They have a nice sheen to them. Some of them, I think it's like half sheen, half matte. I can't remember. They didn't switch their bronzers so many times. But I love these Nars Laguna bronzers. Number 6 and number 8. Hands down, one of my favorite bronzers. What else we got? Oh, the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Bronzing Powder. Now, I have been eyeing this for a while and I was just like, do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it? And then I was like, I kept playing with it, swatching with it every time I was in Sephora, and I was like, girl, just get the bronzer, okay? Just get the bronzer. So we got the bronzer, and she is so gorgeous. I love the reflection on her. It's like a nice deep chocolate, but it looks like it's glitter in here, but it really doesn't show glitter on the face. It just, it's such a pretty bronzer. It's warm, it's deep, it's cozy. It's like tan in a compact for chocolate girls. I can't remember, I don't think they have one deeper than this. I'll double check and pop it on the screen if they do, but if they don't, they definitely need to expand it because the formula is chef's kiss. So gorgeous. It is expensive, but it is so worth it. The packaging is gorgeous. Just, it's such a pretty powder, and I'm so glad. I can't wait to pull this out even more for summertime. So good. I've also been reaching for this Juvia's Place Bronzer Duo palette, mainly for this color right here to give my skin some warmth. And sometimes this, every now and then I'll reach for this one, but mainly for this color down here to bronze my skin. You can use it as a blush, you can use it as a bronzer. I use it as a bronzer slash blush, but I really love it. Juvia's Place is just such a good company, especially for these like little powder duos. You can't go wrong with grabbing these, as well as her blushes. I have been using this and dipping into this like nobody's business, and this is the dark version. So good, so smooth, blends easy. Like you don't have to fight with it to get it to go where you need it to go. Then of course, MAC, she is the big sister to all of this makeup, the OG. I have been using the matte richer golden skin finish. However, I don't use this as a bronzer because once it's on the skin, it goes a lot deeper. So I have specifically been using this for deepening up for my contour because it just looks so good. It goes very, very deep on the skin. So if I wanted to use this as a bronzer or a skin finish, I would have to go down a shade. But this is hands down one of my favorite contours to deepen with. It's just so pretty, so natural. It blends easy. And then of course the packaging just screams bronzer, summer, warm me up. I just love it. So gorgeous, so gorgeous. Let's move on to blushes. So some of the blushes that I have been gravitating towards are from MAC. This one is the MAC Bred for Beauty. I don't know if this one is out now. I think this was a limited edition. However, this is just a really pretty pink. It shows up on us chocolate ladies. So beautiful. It's a very pretty blush. MAC does blushes so well, as well as this chocolate blush from them. This is Swish Chocolate. I know it doesn't really look like much here, but on the skin, it is so pretty. If you are a chocolate girl and you're like, I really just want a nice chocolate blush, this is it. I feel like I have been on the search and on the hunt for like a really pretty chocolate blush, and I wasn't getting any luck. I grabbed that Givenchy one. Is it the Givenchy or is that Giorgio Armani? Let me show you which one I'm talking about. So this is the Armani blush. This is the Neo Nude Melting Color Balm. You can use this on your cheeks, your eyes, wherever. This one was in color 22, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they discontinued this, but this was like the perfect chocolate blush that I used to use. Like this was the closest thing that I can come to chocolate. However, I try not to use it on my channel because it's no longer. So I don't want to use it and you guys can't get it on camera. But this and this paired together are like the perfect chocolate duo on the skin. And this is the MAC one by itself. It doesn't look like much, but I promise on it is so beautiful. So beautiful, so beautiful. All right, then the Haus Labs blushes. I have a few of them. This is the new packaging. I have 2 in the old packaging, and I think I have 2 to 3 in the new packaging. My favorite one from her is hands down Fire Moon. I love peachy blushes. They just look so good on us. And it just gives a nice, pretty finish to the skin. Again, it doesn't look like much here, but on the face, blush does wonders, okay? It looks so good, especially when it's set and it's melted in with everything. It deepens up a little bit. It gets a little richer. They're just so pretty. All right, guys, so that completes my current beauty favorites. Oh no, my setting sprays. I'm just gonna hurry up and run through these. So Urban Decay setting sprays, I've been loving. These are the Urban Decay All Nighters, the original purple one, and then the watermelon one. This gives more of a glow. Then the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. This is hands down one of my favorites as well. It just sets to a natural glow. It doesn't really mattify. And then if I need to mattify, I do those first and then I top it off with the One Size On Till Dawn. This is gonna set your makeup, not move it. It is gonna create like a waterproof barrier, but it doesn't strip my skin because I do go in with these first. So yeah. All right, guys, so that completes my current beauty favorites. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave me some of your current makeup favorites down below. Look for the skincare one that will be out shortly. And yeah, that's the next one that I'm filming. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I look forward to seeing my next video. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also hit that post notification bell so you stay up to date every time I upload and you don't miss an upload. And until next time.